It is a soft, heavy weight landing squarely on your forearm while you are mid-scroll on your phone. You do not even look up at first. You give a quick, mindless pat, murmur their name, and go right back to your screen. The paw stays for 3 seconds, then slides away. Most owners treat that touch as a simple habit, but what if that single physical gesture was actually the most neurochemically intense, trust-dependent offer your dog will make to you all day, and you just brushed it off without reading it? Welcome to Perfect Relaxation. Today we are decoding the deep science and hidden emotional architecture behind why your dog reaches out to touch you with their paw. By the end of this video, you will never look at that silent gesture the same way again. Consider your dog's communication toolkit. When they want something, they have a dozen different options. They can bark, pace across the room, whine, press their nose against your thigh, or sit and stare at you with wide eyes. Yet, in this specific moment, they chose none of those. They chose to raise a front limb off the floor, shift their balance onto 3 legs, and extend part of their body directly into your space. In canine behavior studies, physical contact initiated by a dog is classified into passive contact and active voluntary exposure. Paw-initiated touch is an active voluntary exposure. When a dog lifts a front paw to touch you, they are voluntarily compromising their stability and extending a limb into your personal boundary without knowing with absolute certainty how you will respond. This requires a profound level of neurological trust. Behavioral research examining bonded domestic dogs reveals that paw touching is rarely used as a default or aggressive signal. Unlike a head nudge, which uses a strong, covered part of the body extending a paw, exposes the sensitive undersides of their foot pads, an area packed with delicate nerve endings. When your dog selects the paw from their entire communication toolkit, they are not executing a mindless habit. They are offering a quiet, vulnerable gesture of trust, testing the waters to see if their physical connection will be received with warmth. The next time your dog extends a paw toward you, resist the urge to give a hasty, half-hearted pat while looking away. Pause what you are doing. Turn your head toward them. Place your open palm beneath their paw and hold it gently for 5 seconds, while making soft eye contact. This simple acknowledgement validates their vulnerable attempt at connection. Out of all the noisy ways they could have demanded your attention, they chose the quietest, most vulnerable gesture they know, simply to see if you would hold it. Pay close attention to where your dog places their paw, because the landing zone is never incidental. Sometimes it lands squarely on your forearm. Other times it rests on your knee, presses against your sternum, or in rare moments, reaches all the way up to touch your cheek. Spatial mapping in canine behavior shows that different body contact points serve distinct neurological and emotional functions. The arm or hand is an active, immediate communication bridge. Your hands are your primary tools for interaction, feeding, and affection. Placing a paw on your arm is a direct request to engage with your primary point of focus. The leg or knee is an anchoring behavior. Dogs frequently regulate their autonomic nervous system through sustained physical contact with their primary attachment figure. Placing a heavy paw on your knee during a quiet evening acts as a physiological grounding mechanism, using your stable body to baseline their own internal calm. The chest is where the science becomes extraordinary. Electrocardiogram and cardiovascular synchronization studies on bonded humans and dogs demonstrate that prolonged chest-to-chest or chest-to-paw contact can cause a dog's heart rate variability to physically align with their owner's cardiac rhythm. When your dog presses a paw against your chest, they may quite literally be tuning into the rise and fall of your heartbeat. The face is the rarest and highest trust placement in canine behavior. Placing a paw gently against a human face demonstrates absolute emotional security and profound intimacy, as your face is the most expressive and visually critical area of your body. Observe the geography of your dog's touch. If the paw lands on your leg, leave your leg still and allow them to anchor. If it touches your chest, take a slow, deep breath to help synchronize your calm cardiac rhythms. Respecting the location of their touch deepens your mutual bond. They are not blindly placing a foot anywhere. They are selecting the exact physical location that aligns their heart, their nervous system, and their security with yours. To understand the deep emotional architecture of this movement, we must travel back to the very first days of your dog's life. Before a newborn puppy can open their eyes, before they can hear clear sounds, and before they can even walk, They possess an innate neurological reflex pushing their front paws rhythmically against their mother's abdomen to stimulate milk flow and express emotional comfort. This nursing paw reflex is the very first physical communication a canine ever makes in this world. Neurochemical research on oxytocin pathways in domestic dogs reveals a breathtaking connection when a fully grown dog forms a secure bond with a human caregiver. Physical contact triggers the exact same oxytocin surge in their brain that was activated during neonatal nursing with their biological mother. The neurological pathway remains identical across their entire lifespan. When your dog reaches out and places a paw on your lap, their brain is accessing an ancient, deeply wired pathway of comfort, safety, and maternal security. At the end of that biological wire, where their mother once stood in the opening days of their life is you. When you feel that soft, rhythmic paw press, recognize it as a reflection of deep contentment. Gently stroke their chest or the side of their neck with slow, warm movements. You are reinforcing a neurochemical feedback loop of safety that has been active since their earliest moments of life. At the end of an ancient biological pathway that began before they could even see the world, their brain chose you to take the place of absolute comfort. You are sitting quietly. You haven't said a word, you haven't cried, and you haven't moved. You are simply carrying a heavy thought or feeling. A quiet wave of stress. Out of nowhere, your dog stands up, walks across the room and places a firm paw right on your knee, resting their chin beside it. How did your dog know you were struggling when you showed no outward signs of distress? A landmark scientific study published in the peer-reviewed journal PLOS ONE demonstrated that domestic dogs can accurately detect human stress hormones, specifically cortisol and adrenaline, in human breath and sweat samples before any visible behavioral signs of distress appear. When you experience internal stress, your autonomic nervous system subtly alters your skin conductance, your breathing rhythm, and your chemical odor profile. You release volatile organic compounds that your dog's 300 million scent receptors pick up instantaneously. Your dog possesses no spoken language to ask, "Are you okay?" They cannot offer verbal advice or comfort. They have exactly one physical bridge to cross the distance between what their nose detected and what your spirit needs. They walk over and place their paw on you. When your dog offers an unsolicited paw during a moment of quiet stress, do not brush them off. Take it as an invitation to pause. Rest your hand over their paw. Close your eyes and take 3 long, slow inhalations. Let their calm, steady presence help ground your nervous system. They detected the hidden storm inside your chest before you even registered it yourself, and they reached out a paw to make sure you didn't have to carry it alone. Close your eyes for a moment, just a moment. Imagine living in a world where you cannot speak a single word to the person you love most. You cannot write them a letter. You cannot tell them about your day or ask them why they look so tired tonight. All you have are sensory signals, the sound of their footstep on the floor, the shift in their breathing pattern when they are sad, and the warm scent of their skin. You see them sitting quietly in the dark room, carrying something heavy that they have not spoken out loud. You have no words to offer. You have no complex solutions to give. All you can do is stand up, walk across the quiet floor, lift your paw, and rest its weight against their arm, hoping they understand that you are right here. That is your dog every single day. It is late at night. The house is completely dark and still. You are fast asleep or drifting near the edge of slumber when suddenly a heavy paw lands on your chest or your shoulder. You wake up startled, thinking they need an urgent trip outside or worrying that they are developing a pushy nighttime habit. Before you feel frustrated by a middle-of-the-night awakening, consider the extraordinary neurological override that just took place. In wild canine ancestry and domestic pack dynamics, nighttime is the period of maximum vulnerability and high sensory vigilance. Survival instincts strictly discourage waking a sleeping member of the pack unless there is an immediate environmental threat. Waking a sleeping human goes against every deep instinct hardwired into a dog's ancestral brain. So why do they do it? Behavioral tracking of sleeping dogs and their owners shows that dogs continuously monitor their primary human's breathing patterns throughout the night. If your breathing shifts suddenly due to a vivid dream, an episode of restlessness, a sudden spike in heart rate, or a shift in breathing depth, your dog's alert system activates. Reaching out in the pitch-black room to place a paw on your chest is a protective health check. They are verifying the rise and fall of your lungs, confirming your heartbeat, and ensuring your safety. To perform this action, your dog actively overrode their own fundamental survival programming. They chose to risk disturbing the peace of the night, simply to verify that you are okay. If your dog places a paw on your chest at night, refrain from scolding them or jumping up angrily. Place your hand calmly over their paw. Whisper a soft, "I am okay," and take a deep, slow breath. Once they feel your chest rise and fall in a calm rhythm, their nervous system will settle, allowing both of you to return to restful sleep. In the quietest hour of the night, when no one was watching, they broke their ancient ancestral rule of silence just to make sure you were still breathing. You feel a gentle paw tap on your leg. You ignore it. 2 seconds later, the paw comes back. Only this time it presses harder or taps repeatedly against your arm until you finally turn around and look at them. Outdated dog training advice often labels this behavior as demanding bossy or an attempt to dominate the owner. Owners are often instructed to ignore the paw completely to avoid reinforcing bad manners. However, animal behaviorists specializing in canine communication offer a crucial reframe escalation. In paw contact almost always begins with a gentle, highly vulnerable signal that simply went unacknowledged. Your dog tried the quietest, most trust-dependent gesture first. When that soft signal failed to register, their communication attempt escalated out of persistence, not spite. They are not trying to control you. They are trying to confirm that the communication channel between you is still open. Furthermore, observational studies show that dogs rarely demand hours of attention through paw escalation. What they are seeking is what psychologists call attunement, proof of genuine presence. A simple 10-second window of undivided eye contact and intentional touch is usually enough to satisfy their communication drive. Apply the 10-second presence rule. When the paw returns a second time, put down your phone. Pause your typing and turn your full body toward your dog. Look into their eyes, stroke their ears gently, and give them 10 seconds of absolute, undivided attention. You will find that once they know you have received their message, they will happily settle down beside you. They were never asking for an hour of your life. They were simply asking for 10 seconds of proof that you were truly on the receiving end. Think about what we have uncovered today. When your dog places their paw on you, it is not a trick, it is not a random reflex, and it is certainly not a pushy demand for treats. It is an active gesture of vulnerable trust extended into your space. It is a precise geographical connection, aligning their nervous system and heartbeat with yours. It is an ancient neurochemical pathway, echoing the very first comfort they ever felt as a newborn puppy. It is a silent chemical response, reaching out before you even register your own stress. It is a courageous nighttime override, checking your breath in the dark. And it is a persistent invitation, asking for 10 simple seconds of your true presence. Your dog will live 10, 12, maybe 15 years if you are lucky. To you, your hands are tools that hold phones, type emails, and open doors. To your dog, your hands are the source of safety, warmth, and love in a vast, confusing world. So the next time a heavy paw lands on your knee, your arm, or your chest, don't just brush it off. Pause, look down into those warm, loyal eyes. Place your hand over theirs and hold it. Because it was never just a paw, it was an ancient hand reaching across species, reminding you that you are their entire world. If this video helped you understand your dog a little deeper today, please subscribe to Purrect Relaxation. Every week, we decode another piece of your dog's silent language, not to judge, not to lecture, but to help you hear what they have been saying all along. This is Purrect Relaxation. We will see you next week.